10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Right up in the enemy. We saw that a bit last game. So yeah, I could see some real potential for them if they want to force the issue. They probably should do it early. Like if you're gonna contribute to the Darkseer's lane at all, you probably want to do it around level 1 or level 2, because otherwise the Bloodseeker gets just a little bit more farmed. The Blood Rage the Thirst, and he's able to just continue self-sustain. So we'll keep an eye out for the Earthshaker's movements in particular and try and disrupt that kind of aggressive activity. But I mean, no matter what, the Tusk is going to be active this game. JerAx is going to be playing the support Tusk, and the real idea behind this is getting kill opportunities and finding those. The nice little ward spot here towards the top rune will give them intel, and if they wanted to, they could group up here and snowball onto the rune if they felt that was an opportunity.
Iron Shell is definitely one of the better spells out there at level 1 rune engagements. If you can start precasting it, you get 3 Iron Shells out there. We saw in a previous game, 5JuNGz actually had 4 melee heroes, and they all just ran into the thick of things with a decent amount of armor and HP. The Iron Shells really gave them a good advantage. They've scouted out State 21's Earthshaker up on his high ground though, so they're, I'd be pretty certain that he's alone up there, and yep, JerAx just walks up, says, "You're not getting the chance to Fisher or block this off or stop us getting our bounty rune." We're going to secure this one, but it's just going to be the regular old trade-off. Fata with his, and General takes the one down bot.
So we'll see. For the most part, they're getting off to the start that they want. We're going to see a lot of stacks in the Radiant jungle for the Storm Spirit here. He's going to get a lot of farm that way. I'm curious if there's any stacking emphasis for the Dire side, just because obviously they can farm stacks, but it's not really something they have to do to really pull forward in creep momentum. So yeah, I think that there's some good value in it, especially for the Dark coming back. But you're talking about 3 Iron Shells. Look at bottom lane. He actually wastes one, I guess, but it's still 2 Iron Shells in play, dropping the 3rd, and making it so Bloodseeker can't get anything out of the first creep wave.
Yeah, he's trying to get that level 2 as quickly as he possibly can. He's full experience away, so one more creep will have it. This does give him a good opportunity to just run himself back into the jungle once he does get level 3 or so. The level 2 Iron Shell will give him that chance. But I'm wondering now, oh god, yeah, Fata dropping low. Not going to finish him off though. Tank going up and now salve through. The Scarf Mage is causing a ton of troubles. But Mind Control Darkseer, I'm wondering if he goes back to the jungle, or if he uses the Radiant one. Kuroki, General stunned up, the Blink board. Fata wants to go for this. He's got, what, 3 clicks in there, but he's not going to die first. General finds the kill. The deny not coming out from the Mage. Shadoway couldn't find it. The trade-off. Kuroki looking for the hits in, but he might lose his life as well. Okay. Bolt enough.
So I mean, just right there, of course, we do see that SFZ take early trade just because the Storm Spirit actually gets the first blood out of that, so that's pretty huge for him. That being said, it would have been a lot better if they got the deny on Queen of Pain as well. That would give nothing to the Dire side, so that's pretty important. But all the same, yeah, they take the Skywrath away from bottom, means Mind Control gets more activity here against the Wyvern. Bloodseeker continues to just drop those Iron Shells non-stop. I mean, this only costs 70 mana, and you just look at how much he's already used. A full clarity and a full mana bar. This guy has just been dropping Iron Shell non-stop.
He really has. The big thing about middle lane though is that General now has Bottle, Salve, Null, while Fata has very little to his name. So this lane, General just completely crushes it from here on out. You mentioned that the Queen of Pain, doesn't really farm stacks or jungle efficiently or as often as the Storm Spirit does. She's capable, but it's just not as good as Spirit. He has got many ways now to just create a massive gap between himself and the Queen of Pain, who usually is a momentum-based hero. You want to be getting kills, moving around the map, and finding this sort of, breaking point where you really do crush the enemy and destroy their lanes bit by bit. But Storm should have a happy old time, bottle crowing, getting himself up there.
Top.
Oh yeah, you're right. Oh, that's Shaker.
Interesting, I should have even tried to TP there. Yeah, JerAx actually just got easy snowball on him at the very last second of the channel, just to even extend the amount of time that they could hit on him. It was really smart there, but I'm surprised the Earthshaker even bothered with that, since that's 100 gold and he's gonna have to walk back to the lane. He is was trying to block off the pole earlier. That's been sentryed out, so I think that more and more SFZ's offlane is going to get out of control. State 21 going down there, as well as starting to lose Creequilibrium. It's going to favor Matoma Man heavily. He's going to be getting a lot of farm this game.
Yeah, and we saw, even though Matu went 0-3 in the previous game, he still got himself back up there with the travel jumping around. This middle lane, though, really is a mass point of contention between these two teams. KuroKy spending a lot of time here, giving pool tango after pool tango to Fata's Crop, trying to get him into that bottle a little bit faster. But ScaryFaceZZZ is such a great hero at zoning and controlling the lane. It's really difficult to do. Then you've got Eknot, the 1-11, stacking, pulling, controlling the lane for he's down at bot. And yeah, the Darkseer, he should be farming pretty happily down here. Mind control doesn't put a stop to Bloodseeker like it does to most melee carries or melee one-roll heroes. With the Iron Shell forcing them back, oh, General, he's only level 4. So he doesn't have a point in Vortex there. Can't go for the kill on Mind Control, but they know he's there, they know where he's heading to. And I've still got this Observer Ward scouting out on the lane as well.
Another thing about the Queen of Pain momentum you're talking about, most of Queen of Pain's momentum relies on her levels rather than her farm. Like, items are great on the Queen of Pain, but getting level 6 and 7 at a good time is very important. And even more so this game, because I feel like the ref from the Dire actually had the possibility. Oh, Darkseer is going to be dove here. Yeah, it should be going down. One more hit will put him in thirst range, and yeah, he is just going to be run down.
Oh, the Tusk tried. Maybe he gets enough body blocks. Nah, it's not going to be there. Ramsey's just ran himself away. Tried for the snowball save, but not quite on time. A little bit late on the TP.
But yeah, if the Dire actually were able to get the Queen of Pain off her, they could actually invade the Radiant jungle. They clear out the stacks with the Iron Shell, and the Queen of Pain could cover them in that process. I think that would be a huge swing of momentum in favor of them, but instead, yeah, the Queen of Pain kind of has to just stick to the lane, focus on her own game, and the Darkseer doesn't really have that option.
Are they looking to kill here with just a Fissure? I'm not sure Fata's going to get picked off.
And it's like a what, 1.5 second stun? It's really difficult. I mean, they do have the silence follow through, but to actually catch the Queen of Pain off guard there, it just seems extremely unlikely.
Crop knows Earthquake is hiding in the trees as well. We did just miss Bloodseeker finding yet another kill. Darkseer, I mentioned he doesn't like this lane. I'm very surprised he hasn't just headed himself back into his own jungle, which, you know...
Well, he did. Yeah, that was a Tusk, actually.
Oh, that was a Tusk. Never mind. Yeah.
Tusk having TP bottom, Bloodseeker clocked his TP that he knew he didn't have it, the Rupture gets the kill. So essentially just knowing that the Tusk had to rotate to try to save the Darkseer, actually sets him up to die as the Bloodseeker 666 connects with that ultimate. So now in a really good position this game. It looks like he wants to go for the Hand of Midas after Treads. And the alternative would be Maelstrom. Mjolnir is actually really good this game against the Gale.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of different builds, and Bloodseeker is in a very similar boat to like Huskar and things like that, where a lot of people are still trying to sort of min-max the item and skill build and the progression of the hero, just as like a standard, because, you know, obviously from game to game it changes, but having a standard build is always very useful. Treads Midas with the Poor Man's or the Stout seems like the most popular one for flame carries. Jungle Seekers, you know, Treads Blade Mail, just go run around and find kills. But we have seen Maelstrom, like you mentioned, pop up from time to time. It helps you farm, but it also helps you deal with these Phantom Lancer illusions a little bit later on into the game. Clear them out with...
And the Darkseer one too.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I mean, there's a lot to clear out. There's a lot of illusions to deal with. I think actually Maelstrom would be much better than Midas here. It's obviously comes down to player preference if he wants to just get the reliable golden experience. But I think Maelstrom, it enhances your farm almost as much as Midas does, and it gives you a lot more combat potential against the lineup of the Dire.
Yeah, I kind of like the fact that I really do see Midas getting a buff. Getting like changed in the next patch, something like that, because there are so many items that nowadays are picked up, heavily prioritized over it. You know, Templar Assassin, the Desolator. Obviously, Midas was never really one of her items, but Desolator acts in a similar way to it. You know, you can take Roshan, you can go and take stacks, you can farm jungle camps, and with the fact that so many heroes like taking stacks, you either heroes that have innate skill sets to clear them, or you buy an item that can do it for you, like Battle Fury. Animated them, very popular, but Eknot, bot lane, yep, there we go. Bata helps out a little bit with the Scream, but it's KuroKy and Yurax on the line and Tusk that set everything up. Nice little pick, but not a really high priority target. They haven't found any of the cores. It's not a massive bonus for them. It's something.
This is a big statement from General. Going for the Orchid now. He plays a lot of Queen of Pain too, so he knows the weaknesses and timings of the hero, and he is going to be really pressing that. Queen of Pain is going to be fully on the defensive. The Orchid is really going to frustrate him in terms of his potential to move around, and accompanying that with the Ancient Seal of the Skywrath, both Neil and the Queen of Pain constantly have to be looking over their shoulders, being very aware of what can be yanking them at any point in time.
A Phantom Lancer, Matu, he's left top lane. He doesn't know who's behind this Earthshaker. Scarth Mage has been missing off the map for quite some time. And Blitzseeker as well. Where's he running about? Bot lane, he just cleared out the creep wave, but he knows, fully aware, that there are multiple heroes down here looking to hunt him. Actually hiding over in the trees, the Lion and Tusk, this ganking roaming squad, trying to help out, trying to control the lane. So middle lane, Fat has been caught, the Blink, not available just yet, but TP out. The Tusk will make sure that they can maybe try and turn this. The snowball forward, Fata doesn't want to blink. He couldn't blink, but even so, you really don't want to blink forward aggressively to try and get a Scream Sonic Wave. So you're just going to get turned on by that Storm Spirit.
Yep, so puts him in a dangerous position there, but he's just going to try to hold it and go for the 10-minute rune to keep himself well sustained. We're actually going to see a nice opportunity here, but they have to combo it perfectly. Wow, not even the Sonic Wave needed, they just... That's a no stun combo. They actually just go in and kill him with nukes alone.
That's pretty hefty as well. They got themselves 350 gold on the Queen of Pain, and now they found another one. Fata, from the start he had, where it was like a 4-minute bottle, something like that, just kill after kill after kill. Now he's up to 2-1 and 2. Treads bottle 1,000 gold, and is his net worth up there? Well, 500 gold just behind the Storms. Not looking too shabby actually. They do need to keep progressing on this. They do need to keep the momentum going and give this Phantom Lancer a little more space.
Oh, yeah, I think he might die here. Oh, they missed the concussive though.
Can they still find him? Doppelganger's on cooldown, but yeah, they don't go forward. They know that there's heroes coming in from the side, the back. Shadowy tries the TP. Should complete no vacuum there to stop him. And there's no stuns out. The Lion and the Tusk a little bit too far away. Are they still chasing this? The hasted dogs here. Baited double TP. One of them has to go.
And Bloodseeker doesn't bother. Bloodseeker rotating with Rupture is actually one of the scariest things you can go against in the laning phase or just after it. That would have obviously been great to get like a Rupture on the hasted Darkseer, but in this case he's still just going to play his farm game, and in the meantime his TP's on cooldown. They're going to press the advantage up top.
They missed Impale there, but the Snowball connects, no problem. Echo Slam. State turns it with a tower attack. They should find the Tusk. Okay. That stun mess from Kuroki, pretty big deal.
Yeah, just the timing goes off. That's very unfortunate, and yeah, they couldn't get the Walrus Punch out on him prior to that, so nothing connecting the way they wanted it to. They kind of have to back off until they can farm up Mechanism and Mind Control, and that's going to be a while. Mind Control right now is only at 720 gold to spare, no mech components to speak of, and I really don't feel like they're capable of fighting confidently unless they have the Elemental Surprise or they have that Mechanism.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting last game to see Mind Control. You know, he's over the Soul Ring, he likes the bottle, the Arcanes, which he's going to go pick up now from the side shop, and then into the mech. There we go. So he's got himself a lot more, you know, mana sustain. It's not the same team fight build. But when you do have Malite heroes like, you know, Phantom Lancer, Quap Lion, you can spam out these spells pretty incessantly onto the opponents who rely heavily on their mobility. The Midas from the Bloodseeker now obviously gives him a good way to catch, to create this bigger gap, put him up to level 11, experience-wise, and net worth, closing in on 6,000, but with some fighting items, because if he gets caught like this with a Sonic Wave as well from Fata, should be able to secure, don't even need it. Again, Fata manages to find the kill with the rest of his team without even using his ultimate. That DD rune definitely out, but Matu making a relatively early rotation here with his drums just completed. Let's see here one.
Yeah, so that'll be a pretty nice boosted goal for them since they haven't really gotten anything accomplished team-wide until this point. Starting to kind of send the net worth back in their favor. It's a pretty big pickup. The Earthshare's coming in, but like, he has one spell, he has no backup. Storm Spirit is nowhere to be found. The Bloodseeker died. That seems like an awkward TP. They might be able to pick somebody off as they're going in retreat, but it seems more likely that they'll just miss any and all opportunities while their bottom gets pressured pretty hard by the Darkseer. Yeah, we're gonna see Bloodseeker clean that up nicely, but even still, Darkseer is kind of split pushing, wall farming, and he's gonna have the buckler already.
General was up at top waiting for a TP to defend this tower, but Fanta is the one that runs himself across, and now TP's towards the middle lane. This smoke is going to come as no surprise. I'm pretty sure it was scattered by that Radiant Obs ward.
They didn't see it, but I think they know because the Queen of Pain TP. They saw the Queen of Pain TPing away, and they're like, there's no reason to have that much impetus behind movements unless you're going to go for a smoke play. So they immediately ping out from the mid, where they probably smoked it, and I think that was a really good read.
And now it looks like they're going to have to try and counteract this. They've got that Winter's Curse on the Wyvern, so any group top move here, Yurak at the top, he's on the high ground. The snowball comes in onto General Punch as well, but Fisher will lock him in place. In goes Fata, doesn't finish off the storm. Just zips himself away, but in the back, who's waiting for him? It's the Lion. Kuroki finds the kill, gets the storm. Really great read there of the game, and 666 is now hunting out the Lion. Should be able to finish this one off, even with the Hex out. Fata, Sonic Wave's not there, and the two-man Echo Slam still gets hit down into the ground. But Kuroki's dominating streak picked up by the little old Bloodseeker, still being chased. He's behind tier 2s here, and he's still being hunted. One lance and another bit of damage out. Should be able to secure him. Here we go. He juked. He tried to hide, but there's no running from 5JuNGz once they've got the smell of blood.
Absolutely, and the one really good thing that Fata did was the first ultimate of the game that he committed was his level 1 ultimate right onto the Winter Wyvern's face, and that took Winter's Curse out of the fight. It didn't matter that it was, an AoE ability to use on a solo hero. It's pretty much trading his ultimate for the lack of the Wyverns. If you can go for that engagement without worrying about Winter's Curse, you're going to win it. And that's exactly what just happened. They were able to chase and run down everything that SFZ had because the Wyvern died without contributing much of anything. And that's huge. Really good target priority from Fata. Obviously, there was a huge flank from Kuro. I mean, the fact that he was able to get in that position for the Storm Spirit was immense. So, really good positioning, really good game sense as a whole. I mean, they were able to completely outmaneuver SFZ, despite the fact that SFZ had an idea of what was going on.
Yeah, I honestly thought that they had a great position up on the high ground just to say, okay, we've got a high ground advantage, we've got the positional destruction here from Winter's Curse, but just did not come to fruition. Now, Fata's Queen of Pain, 6,000 net worth. Storm Spirit is starting to lack it. His acceleration anyway has definitely not increased. He's just stayed at the same steady rate while Fata is building it up. He's got himself an Ogre Claw, and I'm wondering if this is a BKB rush to deal with the Orchid and the Ancient Seal. I kind of expect it, rather than the Aghanim himself.
Yeah, it's a tough item purchase. You don't want to build like that as a Queen Pain or really any hero in Dota 2, but it seems necessary. I think it would help him a lot. If he is able to get the BKB up, then the only thing he was worried about is the Winter's Curse, and they have ways of making sure that they can at least play around that, if not negate it entirely. Like the last fight, Eknart thought about a couple of Winter's Curses, even like animation canceling on Vata, but there was actually no opportunity where there was a two-man Winter's Curse. There was always a one-man, and it's barely a primal roar at that point if you can't hit a second hero. So, yeah, gonna be probably KB, and then they'll play smart around AoE nukes and disables.
Now, man, this is really refreshing actually to see this build. I know that a lot of people have been talking about Boots of Travel and Phantom Lancer and that it's overused, and there are other ways to really play this hero, and Superman has kind of clocked here that they are winning. They are winning the fights, they've won the laning phase pretty much, and they've got the pressure into the enemy jungle, limiting the farm of the majority of their heroes. Going for this Diffusal Blade really is indicative of him saying, okay, well, we can just go and fight. 5-man group up, let's do this. We've got the mech on the docks here, we've got the initiation from Snowball landing onto the Winter Wyvern, and that's a pretty clear-cut kill. That's a bit of a waste. Bloodseeker was never in a position to come back in and fight that one. But yeah, Diffusal Blade before the Boots of Travel.
Yeah, we're gonna see Shaker pop the Echo Slam here. It's gonna take some damage from Atonement Man. He will get ruptured, but still with the Doppelganger, he's gonna stand and fight a little bit. He needs backup. Kuro's coming in. Unfortunately, that Mystic Flare drops, and though they're all out of mana, they will be able to walk away with that kill. There's mind control. Is he actually looking for this? Yeah. I mean, if they get an opportunity, there's no reason not to jump when everybody's out of mana. So there's forward Kuro, but it looks like he won't find it.
If that Lion was a Tusk or the Darkseer, I feel like when Summerman survives the snowball save or back from mind control, to keep him alive. But not quite lucky enough, not quite there. And with the Blink Dagger up on the Earthshaker now, that's a...
So there's a lot of potential value in the Earthshaker here with the Blink Echo, because you can actually Blood Rage him before he jumps in. So 666 can give him Blood Rage, he'll Blink Echo, and you can do a lot against all these illusions and against the heroes themselves. Going back to what you're talking about with the lack of BOTs here, I think it is very indicative that they feel like they can press the attack right now. There's another aspect to it, and it's essentially, if you BOTs in this game against an Orchid Storm Spirit, you're just going to be teleporting to your death, like half the time. So going for this defusal at least gives you an option to dispel the silence.
Well, they've jumped in now. Shadow taken out already. The wall is down. But in the backhand, look at this. Ramsey's fingered by Kuroki. The chase continues though. Sparta KB's up. Sonic Wave available, but hasn't thrown it out just yet. Winter Wyvern's dropped, and it's a 2-for-1. Fata blinks forward aggressively. General running low on mana. Sonic Wave dodged out by the Ball of Lightning. And now, with State 21 not having Echo, he can't really jump into the middle of things. There's the enchant to put him down. They kill off the Quap, but they've lost so much return. Yerax, 2 punches to death. Bloodseeker is now running rampant through the rank of 5JuNGz though. And this should be dead with a final enchant. And Atomaman with mind control, pretty much last man standing here.
So, I mean, yeah, it's not exactly the fight they were looking for. If the Storm Spirit had gone down earlier, that would have been immense, but they just didn't have the lockdown for it. He was able to dodge out so much, and really actually bringing this team back a little bit. And that kind of a combo that he pulled off there is what they need to get back into control of this game. They're actually leading on net worth for those two heroes, the Storm and the Bloodseeker, but we know what heroes can do in the late game for the Dire. I mean, Phantom Lancer, Queen of Pain, naturally really strong as the game progresses. Doing a lot, and I mean it's less true for Fata since go for that what I would call a mid-game build in the BKB rush. It's not going to have the same punch in the late game because you're going to be down to 5 seconds on the charge, but even still it's definitely going to allow them to fight bet harder here in this position. An OTP for
Fata here. Winter's coming, and that Blood Right mech out from mind control. Not enough. And this Bloodseeker just keeps on running. Another hate. Another haste on control. Vac back into the Iron Shell. The Juking here is enough for the Bloodseeker, and he could even turn to the Winter Wyvern as well. This should be another kill. Find the Wyvern, and that's simple. Take down one after the other. Listen to the Quap. She was nowhere near another big item, so it's not a massive loss for 5JuNGz. And now, Kuroki building up into his Blink Dagger.
Dire's top tower
He's pretty close to it as well.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Yeah, he's been kind of going for a very nice mixed build though. Like, he has not been Blink dependent. He knows that the Tusk can initiate in the worst case scenario. He's been getting a couple surges too. So he's actually just going for this build that allows him to stay alive throughout the fights. The Urn, the Wand, the Tranquils, it really has a nice ring to it as far as like him alive in these fights.
Oh man. After TP said he just gets obliterated. They'll turn back onto Kuroki now with Mystic Flare and the Arcane damage enough to finish off the line. The Tusk is alone for now, but mind control has to surge, and the Iron Shell Shadow back his TP doesn't complete. The General will make his way out, but that's okay.
Line and dodges out the silence actually with the doppelganger. Will get good damage on Aknar, but he actually gets healed up just enough. So yeah, that's actually gonna be kill and carry, which is even more important than what happened up top, I would say.
Yeah, definitely. They got themselves a good amount of gold there. Bloodseeker, obviously now with the Shadow Blade up and 2,000 gold on top, pretty much. The Winter Wyvern can start heading into that Glimmer Cape. Storm, though. I really like General staying alive up top. The Orchid, aggressive item, sure. He needs to build up into his next one, though. Bloodstone is on the cards. He needs it really, really soon. 22 minutes in, needs to start getting this ball rolling. That's Storm Spirit, but 5JuNGz, the blink on the box here, yeah, he's just dropping all his items. Arcane Boots, wait, where's... Yeah, there's Mac. I was wondering, where's his Mac gone? I couldn't see it on the ground. I thought maybe he'd lost it somewhere, but he still got it.
Nah, that would be quite unfortunate. That's probably one of the worst items you can spontaneously combust, but yeah, we'll keep an eye out for detection for the Dire side. This is one thing they're only running on the Tusk right now. They have sentries on the line, of course, but he doesn't have the blink to really make use of them against the Shadow Blade, so we'll see where he places his sentries, maybe just comment points, but for the most part we're looking at the Tusk, who's going to be looking to initiate with that dust.
Ramses was in.
And they might as well deny bottom, I think. Yeah, there they go.
Radiant's bottom tower
No reason not.
denied.
If you know that the Dire have grouped up pretty consistently here to try and take that, Roshan might be the objective they look for now, though. The fact they're not going to get a tower, but again, don't really have a medallion. They don't have any great way of taking Roshan quickly. The Phantom Lancer isn't the best of heroes to do it. You know, with no mobile, he can't regen himself up. Lifesteal, and here it comes. They found the Tusk, and that is really the easiest of kills. Just zip yourself forward, find it. Ramses is still with the Shadow Blade invis, looking further back for mind control. Kuroki, but they've already moved on.
Looks like SFZ aren't comfortable in the rush pit either. While it does take a probably clear at the Roche, as ScaryFaceZZZ definitely don't have the wherewithal to accomplish that right now. So they can get that pick, but they can't really do anything with it. It's still a worthy smoke, but it might be one of their last. Actually, yeah, looking at the shop, they have no smoke to the seat. That was their last one for the next 7.5 minutes, and it only picks up the Tusk, which just doesn't mean much at all.
Well, 5JuNGz. Kuroki really needs to secure himself another 300 gold, and he's got that jump on the Storm Spirit. Really still susceptible to getting disabled out by that Hex. And Queen of Pain, I think after the BKB, and it's really going into the situation you were mentioning. The BKB sure gives you some kind of failsafe in the mid game, giving yourself that magic immunity, but you're forced to use it here already. Now you're in a position where you kind of have to fight, just run straight on into them. Shadow Wave's the target, but Michael Silence doesn't have those Greaves just yet to dispel that silence. Eknot down the snow will look for 6-6, but he's got the Shadow Blade. There's dust out there to give vision and reveal him up, and Storm zips in. Kuroki's the target, Orchid up, and the Bloodline with the Echo Slam. They're clearing up. They've pretty much got them all on lockdown. Matumba Man, what can you do? Bloodseeker's dead, and Storm Spirit, has he got enough damage? State 21. I thought this fight was going to be of ScaryFaceZZZ, but Matu just surviving through it all.
Wow, very, very impressive showing from ScaryFaceZZZ. They pulled the line that far just because of how the fight started. ScaryFaceZZZ were losing heroes quickly. I mean, that was very, very risky to go in, but they get their big echo, they get a winner out at the same time, so they get some really good turning potential, but the damage wasn't there. The Bloodseeker was pretty much dead at the time, and yeah, just that we see really strong movements there. Fought. I mean, yeah, he doesn't really pack a punch in full, but there's also nothing that they can do to stop him. So he keeps doing his own thing. They do end up preventing the wall replica from coming out with that echo, but they still end up losing just because of how far behind I would say they are right now. I mean, net worth and experience are one thing, but just their ability to 5-man against this team, I would say, is waning pretty significant. They're a great pickoff lineup. They have 3 amazing pickoff heroes. When it comes to team fight, it's all on their supports, which, while they delivered that fight, it still doesn't seem to be a game-changing factor.
And the Bloodseeker, as the game progresses, you know, it's not the best at pushing onto high ground. They don't have a great way of really breaching 2-3s and taking down racks unless they get a really amazing team fight, and I'm full agreement. Their supports really need to be on money with these big ultimates and their positioning in the team fights, because if they get jumped by the Cop and Lion and they kill off the Winter Wyvern, then team fight is, you know, it's not fully lost, but it's definitely going to be pretty devastating for them to start this off. But BKB for the Bloodseeker now, he'll have some way to actually run through the team fights and, you know, give him a little bit of safety up against the Phantom Lancer burning through his mana, because oh man, went straight in for the level Fusel Blade. Not something you see very often at all.
I think he was using his purges pretty aggressively with the first one. I didn't check it what point it was when he upgraded it, but even still now he's got BOT's Manta. Like it's not common to see that, but it makes a lot of sense in terms of slot efficiency. Like when you're just trying to get the maximum value out of your item slots, the Fusel Blade level 2 is insane for that. We're actually gonna see up top though a really good jump.
Yeah, you're right. General tries, vacuum misses, only catching the Earthshaker. That's a couple of ultis now spent. The Glimmer Cape keeps him alive, but not for too long. As the turn, 5JuNGz I found 2, but not gonna find a 3rd. General, Ball Lightning 2000 rating in TPOA, as safe as you possibly can be, but the TP actually coming in here with the snowball. Ramsey 666. Caught with the dust as well. He BKBs and he turns now with his curse. Yarax caught the Sonic Wave, absolutely destroys them. Bloodright will silence them up, but Eknot is trapped. The Winter Wyvern, the lonely woman dragon, left alone to her own devices. Her horde has been pilfered by 5JuNGz, and really, 4 dead for nothing in exchange. They're roaring, firing at all cylinders.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a great bait up top. It looked like a good initially, but the Glimmer Cape was so fast. It was like they actually knew what was going to happen before it did. They actually did the combo onto General as well. The Walrus won't keep him locked in place, so he will jump out at 500 HP. Still, though, they went through both those skirmishes with no casualties whatsoever. I mean, that in of itself is a really big feat. I mean, all the ultimates were online for ScaryFace's last 2 engagements. They were able to commit everything, and yet they come up completely empty-handed just because of the amount of sustain and mitigation that's provided by this team. The Jerax Glimmer Cape, I would say, is the saving grace in particular.
They thought they had Father's Queen of Pain. That's Bobby's BKB. General is nearly out of mana here, and himself hexed up. Mind Control backs them both back, and they've got the 2-man Earth Spike. That's it. They've lost a land of Winter Wyvern. There's no curse, nothing left. Ramses runs in, but runs straight back out when he realizes he can't do a damn thing. The chase will continue here onto stage 21. Again, Mind Control jumps himself forward. There's no echo. There's nothing left to give. Mind Control doesn't even buy the Bloodseeker tries to get the Queen of Pain, but sprinting away as fast as he can. 5 dead, and at this point, do you just call GG? 3 fights in a row where you pretty much get wiped for nothing.
Yeah, unfortunately, they don't have any potential to bring this back if they don't start winning these fights, and these fights are going disastrously against them. The kill score now 17 to 32. They're getting absolutely. Queen of Pain, at least, I think, should have died there, but the Bloodseekers couldn't stick to him, and the Snowball would have saved his life even if Bloodseeker did get a few extra hits in. So it's just I feel like there's not enough physical damage coming out to deal with right now what they're offering. They have Glimmer Capes and mechanism to deal with everything else, so it really comes down to physical right clicks, and the Bloodseeker just can't do enough, unfortunately, for this team. I mean, we see some really cool zip plays from General. He's maneuvering pretty well with his spells, but they went into that fight without their ultimates, and actually they lose the Storm here.
So the double hex. That's tragic. That was perfect though. Kuroki Earth Spike just as it ended. Hex up. Fata comes in with it. There we go. It's game over. It's game over.
Yeah, I think honestly he was the only one that was trying to hold into that game. Like, while everyone else was dead and like pretty much in GG mode, he was still trying to make plays, still trying to find kills and create opportunities. But I think that one just broke him. Seeing the Hex on the Queen of Pain, the Queen of Pain that he won out in the mid lane 1v1. He now sees the Scythe of Ice suddenly here at 31 minutes, and he's like, yeah, that's about it. So, I like ScaryFace's initiative, but it didn't work out with the Bloodseeker pick game.
Yeah, he did go for a pretty greedy build, and then, Shadowblade for solo pickups and things like that, but Tusk always carrying dust with him, and plenty of opportunities onto that Bloodseeker. But that's it, game number 1. Go the way of 5JuNGz, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes, guys, with game number 2. So don't go anywhere.